Hey guys, welcome to CodeThali YouTube channel. So in my previous video, we have seen the high level of REST controller, something like this, creating a post method, and when we are hitting the post call from the SOAP UI, it is going inside the post method, right? So in this video, we are going to go little bit advanced here, something like how can I send the data into the post method into the request body, and how can I get the response from it and print it as a response from the post method. Okay, so on a high level we are going to touch consume, produce and bean concepts in Spring Boot, guys. So I hope this video is going to be really informative for you guys. So if you are not yet subscribed to my channel, please do consider subscribing, guys. So yeah, let's get into it. And also, if you have not watched my previous video where we have talked about high level on the REST controller, I really suggest you guys to have a look at it. Okay, so yeah, let's get into this. So this is where I am in my REST controller, guys. So simply I create another post mapping, something like this. Post mapping value is equal to something like post data. I'll give because we are handling data in this method. So let's create something like public void uh, post with data impl. Okay, this is again interface, guys. Now let's go step by step. Here I want to send the data as an input. Okay, so the input could be of many formats, right? Something like you can send it as a string, or you can send it as a JSON, or you can send it as a XML. Well, most of the times in REST controllers we are dealing with JSON. So in this tutorial I am going to explain the same thing here. So in order to send the JSON, something like this I am going to send, guys. I have a JSON object of SID means student ID, something like one, and S name. Okay, so let's say like CodeThali, this is our YouTube channel. Okay, this part I am going to send into the request. Okay, so in order to send this as a request, let's create a bean class, input class here. Okay, here so go to the main package, create a new package, something like input bean. Why I'm doing this is like I want to separate everything. If you see my project here, this is a controller where only controller is presented, service only service is presented. This is my input being here. I'm taking a class, something like student class here, and I'm using the Lambok concepts here, guys. Okay, so private int sid, there is a student id, private string s name, this is a student name. Okay, go here on the top of the class, give something like setter. uh, so highlight on this and change it to setter, lombok setter. Lombok is really useful here. Okay, getter, do this also to string. Okay, well, if you don't have and if you don't want to use Lambok here, you can raise getter setters, or you can go here, right click, and so you have option to implement getters and setters, guys. Okay, so somewhere it will be there. Since I'm using this, maybe it's not. Yeah, you could see generate setters and getters. Since I'm using my here, they are saying like this contains like this because I am already using the Lambok ones. Okay, so no need of that. Somehow I given the wrong class name, so what we need to do is let's change the class name as well. Well, yeah, that's good. And now this is my input being ready. This is the input is ready. Now how can I send these input into my post method? Well, that we'll see now. Go to the controller here, and this is my post mapping, right? Now here you have to tell this method it is going to consume the JSON data. Okay, how? Consume media type dot JSON. Okay, so they have this thing called application JSON value. So import your consumes here. Okay, somewhere consumes have been imported here. You are sending this as a request body, guys. Okay, request body. Okay, how to send this in request body we'll see while we are showing the output. Okay, so request body of what type? It is of student type. This is the student type, right? And s, you need to import the student here. Save it. And if you come to the service implementation, because this is a interface and I'm implementing this here, and it will ask for that. If you don't, you can directly implement over there as well if you keep it as a class. Okay, now if you see here, for this method student is coming as a parameter, right? Now what I'll do is I'll simply print these into the console, something like s dot get s name and sysout uh, s dot get s, what I given, sid. Okay, side I have given. Okay, is it? So let me give it as this. Then it will be like s dot get sid, that means student id. Okay, so as of now I'm trying to print them to the console. Okay, now since it started executing here, what I'll do is I'll go to my my soap ui, and this is okay, this is a one, and I'll keep another method here somewhere here. Okay, um new resource I'll give uh, okay, yeah, post with data will take post with data here, and request controller post with data resource name. Let's change this into what, post data, this one, right? So this is a post method and resource is slash post data. Okay, now as we have discussed, it is consuming media type of JSON, that means it's a request body for this post method. So I am here with post, and this is my request body, guys. So let's build our JSON here. So sid here, if you go to the input being student, it is of integer type, so you don't need to give the quotes here, comma, another one is okay, name, that's fine, and let's give something like CodeThali. Okay, so if I execute this, ideally it should print the sid and s name onto the console, right? Because I am implementing this controller here. So let me execute this, and if you see here CodeThali we got, and we got the name, right? So yeah, id we got. So let me try to change this to something else like CodeThali 1 sid as 11 and execute, and we got them properly. Okay, Now we have sent this as a JSON data. Okay, that's good. But how can I print this as a that means how can I send the response as a JSON data? Here we have sent this as a request, right? Request. This is good, but I want to get the response as well in the form of JSON only. Then let's see that as well. Here we go to the post method, and here we have consuming as a JSON, right? Now let's go to the produces as a JSON method as well. Media type dot application JSON value. This is a value, guys. Okay, now the next question is like what it is going to return. Let's return the same input into the output as well. Okay, so let me save this and come here, and here instead of post method I have given this as a student type, right? Now come here with the same thing and return these as a student, that is S. That means whatever the input I am giving, I am going to send the response in the same time, same data here with the JSON. Okay, now if I execute this is going to execute. So on a high level, what we did, we have consuming the JSON data as an input, and we are returning the JSON data as an output, and we are not doing any modifications inside the method. That's fine, that's fine. So we are sending this S as an input, and we are sending that to the output. Okay, so if you see here, it started executing. Now let's go to the SOAP UI and let's see. So I have executed. Now you could see this is my input in the um, uh, body, and this is my output in the response. Okay, let me give you with another one, CodeThali 13. Okay, now execute. Now you could see we got this, right? So in this video, what we have learned, we have learned about how to send request as a JSON and how to get response as a JSON format, guys. So here in the response as well, if you have seen properly, we are only using the same bean, which is an input bean. So in other videos we'll try to convert that. Okay, until that time, what you need to do, you need to subscribe to my channel for more videos of this kind. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Thank you. Bye.